Hello, just Gem here and welcome, or indeed welcome back to my channel. Today I want to revisit a series that I've started and dipped my toe into, but I want to attempt to make it a bit more of a consistent thing. The series in question is Scratch That Itch. And today we are going to attempt to scratch the GlossGods Dancing Lights itch. I don't have dancing lights, and the reason I don't have dancing lights is because I've got the two palettes in front of me, so I don't think I need dancing lights. And I'm here to show you that perhaps you don't need dancing lights either. You may decide after watching this that you still want dancing lights. That's your prerogative. If you'd still like dancing lights and you have both of these palettes or one of these palettes, that's entirely up to you. This could perhaps nudge you in the direction of a palette or palettes that you might already own that are similar to dancing lights. Now you'll have seen them in the thumbnail. The two palettes I'm going to be using today to scratch that itch are Lure from Blendbunny and Metamorph from Arttitude Cosmetics. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pick two looks that have been created with dancing lights, and on one eye I'm going to create a look using Lure, and on the other eye I'm going to create a look using Metamorph, and I'm going to attempt to make them different enough, sort of different looks, just to kind of show you what you can do, but one palette on each eye, one look on each eye. Now I'm going to start with Metamorph, and I'm going to base this somewhat loosely on a look that I saw Ella Kinkley do. It's this beautiful pastel-y greeny look. I've got no idea how that's going to translate on my skin tone, but it looked very pretty. And I've had like a mini swatch party here just to give me an idea of which shades I think could work for this look. And as I say, loosely based, because while they're very similar palettes, they're not exact dupes, but as I say, possibly enough to scratch that itch, and that's the point. I've primed my eyelids with the Be Perfect Priming Canvas. Now, Ella started with shades not too dissimilar to Dewy and Flight, but I might also get Flutter involved. I'll see how I feel. Let me start with Flight, and what brush do I want to use for this? I don't normally go in with this, but let's try this Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease. What I want to try and do is, as well as catching up on purchases that I've made and slowing down on future purchases, when there is a new release, I want to, especially if it's a new release that I really want, I want to revisit what I already have and see, is the reason why this palette is appealing to you because you have something similar. So rather than just seeing a palette, thinking, oh, that's beautiful, I want it, and adding it to my basket and buying it straight away, I want to really ponder some purchases and just see what I already have that I could use to mimic what I love about the new release. And you'll have seen by now, I think a lot of people have compared Dancing Lights to Metamorph. So I just wanted to put that into practice really and demonstrate a look similar to something that you would be able to create with dancing lights. Now I'm going to go in with Dew. The thing with Ella kind of used two shades of green, like a very light green and then a bit of a darker green on the outside. So there isn't really a darker green as such. So I'm going to use Dew and I'm just going to see what kind of effect that gives. It might not be quite right. Yes, it's a bit grey toned, it's a bit greyer, but that's okay. See, I'm already thinking to myself that I'm probably going to want a bit of depth here, but let's just see how we go. Shimmer wise, Ella went into sort of some greeny goldy tones, so to recreate that I'm going to use Nectar and Metamorph. So let's put, well, first of all, NYX Glitter Primer. Let's put some of that on first. As I say, Ella's look is very bright and light, so I don't know how that will translate on me, and I'll see if I want to add a bit of depth in some way. I think we'll put Metamorph on the outside and we'll do Nectar on the inside. So a bit of Metamorph. Ooh, that's nice. Now this is my own take on Ella's look. It's not obviously going to be exactly the same. Plus we've got very different eye shapes too, so there is that. I think I probably would like a bit of depth, but I'll figure out how to incorporate that momentarily. Let's get these shimmers on first. There's my silicone applicator. I'm going to use that to put Nectar on the inside. Like that. If you can hear that noise, I sincerely apologise. Should I put this light on? Is that a bit dark? That's better, isn't it? Sorry guys. I apologise. I've no idea what they're doing out there. No idea at all. I do want a bit of an inner corner pop. So I might go in with Renew. I'm cheating a little bit. Ella didn't do this, but I feel like I might want a bit more. And I do want some depth, so I am going to cheat a little bit. Ella didn't do this at all, but I'm going to go in with Peacock, which I think there is a shade not too dissimilar to Peacock in Dancing Lights. I possibly could have got away with not putting this on, but I just wanted a bit of something on the outside, and I may well have just ruined this, to be honest. You'll have to let me know if I've just ruined it by doing that, but I just want a bit of depth in the out V. I can't help it, guys. I just want it. We'll pause that for the time being, and I'm going to pause in general because now I'm going to go and find a look for the other eye, because you'd have thought I'd have done that before, but I haven't. So I'm going to find, and I think I'm going to lean into the purples. Actually, I'm saying that. What colours are in? I'm terrible, I haven't even shown you Metamorph. I'll show you them both now. So that's what Metamorph looks like, and that's what Lure looks like. So you can have an idea. So I think I might lean into like the purpley tones with this one. But let's see, I'll be back momentarily. This time I'm not basing it on a look, I'm just creating a look based on the theming and the colours that are in Dancing Lights using Lure. As I said, I'm going to lean more into the purples for this one, and a bit of blue because I've kind of gone a bit more greeny on this side. I mean, you can see why I like this palette, can't you? Why I was eyeing Dancing Lights, why I wanted to buy it, and I had to rein myself back, rein myself in and say no, no, no. You've got Dancing Lights at home, okay? Where's my ref of 14? Ref of 14, where are you? And I'm going to start with Catch Me on the inside. Still feel like a ref of 14 might be a bit big. No, let's do my 13. And Lure doesn't have a mirror, so I'm going to have to use the mirror from Metamorph. And do you know what I haven't done? I haven't done this yet. There we go. there are far more comparisons around of Metamorph and Dancing Lights than there are of Lure. I only got put onto Lure really because Sinai Reviews mentioned it, and I did some comparison swatches on my stories between Lure and Metamorph. Obviously, as I say, I don't have Dancing Lights, but it did draw my attention to the similarities. Gosh, I can't speak today. The similarities between these two. And when I say these two, I mean Lure and Dancing Lights. Right, now we're going to go into Seductress, which is a nice deep, well, not that deep because there's a deeper one, Tentacles, which I'm going to go into next. But next, so now, oh, that's nice. And would you believe, guys, this is the first time I'm actually creating a look with Lure. I've had this for months, but it kind of got put on the back burner because I went a bit palette happy last year, which is another reason why I'm trying to slow things down a bit this year. And then we're going to go into Tentacles, as I said, and that's going to be, now this I think is going to give me enough depth. I think what I've noticed is, and if you've got Dancing Lights, you'll have to let me know, but I think some of the shimmers in there appear to be a bit more toppery. So I did find it quite difficult to find true matches, because I think what you'll find with Dancing Lights is perhaps you can layer a lot with that palette, so that might give you some further options when it comes to looks. So maybe that's something to bear in mind if you're thinking to yourself, yeah, but I just want Dancing Lights. I think if you've got one of these, you can definitely create some similar looks. Definitely. Nice little gradient there. Is there a deeper purple in here? I feel like I perhaps could have gone a tiny bit deeper than that purple, but that's still nice. NYX Glitter Primer time. The shimmers I've decided I'm going to use are Pearl, because Pearl is spectacular. Spectacular. And I think I decided on Bioluminescent on the outside. This is a shimmery blue shade. Let's not cover up my entire face. Oh, that's... See, now I've put that on, I don't think there is a blue shimmer like this in Dancing Lights, but that's fine, that's fine. A trusty silicone applicator, just wiping off the pigment from before so that I can go into Pearl, which I might sort of take, I'll see how I go, but Pearl is stunning. Refa 13, back into Tentacles there. Just to tidy things up on the outside. Concealer and then under eye time. That already looks so much more chilled with concealer on. Sometimes I do these eye looks sometimes, and before I've got concealer on I think to myself, ooh, I don't know about this. And then I put the concealer on and it all starts to come together. That would be some advice. Don't doubt yourself when you're applying your makeup. Sometimes all it takes is a bit of concealer and it's all good. Under the eyes, Almost burst into under the sea there. Where is my, okay, so Zoeva 230. So on this eye, I think I am going to use Peacock. I think that's probably cheating ever so slightly, but I want to use Peacock, so I am going to. And actually, or maybe I'll use Peacock on the outside, and then I'll use Flight on the inside. But I believe there is a dark blue in Dancing Lights, so it's fine. I'm not cheating. And I did suspect from looking at Ella's look I'd want to add something a little bit deeper, but I was just really liked that look. I thought it was really pretty, and that's what I wanted to base this on. My 237 from Zoeva, I'm putting Renew on the inner corner. Here you are, zoomed in, and both eyes complete. This is the Metamorph eye, and this is the Lure eye. I don't know which one I prefer. I mean, these are my favourite colours of all time to put on my eyelids, so I like both of these. You'll have to let me know which one you're leaning towards, but yeah, I like them both. I do. This kind of reminds me a bit of the hummingbird look, a little bit. Just while I run through what is on my face, I'm gonna insert like some comparison footage on this side of the screen, and I'll explain whatever it is I happen to be showing you at that time. How have I finished off my face? I have used the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and for the blush I've used NYX Buttermelt in, which one's this one? Butter Than Before. I've gone in very lightly because you need to with these, they're very, very pigmented. Also very lightly, I've gone in with this Made by Mitchell Blush Pressed Lights Highlighter Duo. This duo is called Gimme Some Space, and I've used Clear as Day, which is the larger pan on this side. Very, very lightly, very, very lightly. I don't even know if you can tell, but that's almost how I like to apply my highlighter. Lots of blush, very subtle highlighter. That's my preference. On the eyes, like I didn't show it before, but that's what I use to prime. That's my Be Perfect primer. And then I've used my Clinique Easy Liner, and I'm using up my Pat McGrath Mini Dark Star Mascara. I think that's almost gone. Actually, it's starting to get a little bit dry. On my lips, this could be my new favourite nude lip combo, and my go-to when I can't think what to put on my lips, especially when I've got mismatched eyes, because sometimes if they're very, very different, these are quite similar really, but if they're wildly different, sometimes it's really hard to pick a lipstick. So this might be my new favourite nude combo. Did it in my last video. This is 89 Fine, it's a staple, use it all the time. MAC Persistence, and I've topped that with the Adept Gloss in Nude Beige. Yeah, just a really nice nude lip combo that looks pretty but isn't too distracting when you've got some really colourful looks on your eyes. There we have it. Lure on this side, Metamorph on this side. That's what they each look like on the inside. And I'm looking at them now and I'm wondering, could I do that look using Lure, and could I do this look using Metamorph? I think I could do the Lure look with Metamorph. I don't know if there's a shade like Pearl. I wonder if Pollen or Cocoon are like Pearl. Let me just do a quick test. Pearl from Lure. Let's see what Pollen looks like next to it. Oh, okay, we might have it. That was easier than I thought. It's a bit lighter I think I could do the Lure eye using Metamorph, but I don't think, could I do it the other way around? I'd say possibly not, only because I'm limited with the shimmers in Lure. So Lure is one of the old style Blendbunny formats where they had very, very few shimmers in the palettes. Like you can see here, it's just the one row at the top. And this is perhaps not Blendbunny's best shimmer formula, but having said that, Pearl is delightful. And I do like bioluminescent. If you're looking for something that's really gonna nail it and really gonna give you those vibes, this is gonna be top. That's gonna be the closest match. But Lure can get you close. Lure can definitely give you some similar looks as well. GlossGods is definitely, hands down, gonna win based on the shimmers and the fact that they're very few and far between in this particular palette. If you've got both palettes though, and you're someone who likes to pair palettes anyway, I don't think you need dancing lights. I don't think so. That's what made my decision to not buy it. I do want to try more from GlossGods, and dancing lights caught my eye. And it was nagging me. I was thinking, but it reminds me of something, and then it popped into my head that it was Metamorph. So yeah, if you've got both of these, you can skip on dancing lights. If you've only got Lure and you're eyeing up dancing lights, then by all means, because you can get close, but as I say, the shimmers are a limitation. If you've got Metamorph, however, that's much closer, and I think you can dupe a lot of the looks that you could get from dancing lights. You really, really can. And if you've got both, I think you're covered. I really do. I hope that's helped. If you're eyeing that up and you've maybe got one of these palettes, or maybe you're even thinking you would prefer to get one of these, I'll put the pricing up as well of all three of the palettes, just so you can compare. But maybe watching this you're thinking, actually I don't want dancing lights anymore, I want Metamorph. I don't know. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch. I hope that you have found this video useful. I hope that you have found this video enjoyable, and I also hope to see you again in a video in a not too distant future. Take care. Bye. Lure on this side, now it's backwards. They had very, very few,